that, I want to talk about Tracy Crouch's fan-led review, because it came out over the last week or so that it looks as though the Premier League will be trialling safe standing back in grounds. It looks as though, we were at Wolves the other night. You could see the bars all over the stand behind the goal. They're all over there at the Tottenham Stadium as well. I've seen them in stadiums like West Ham, seen at Old Trafford. I mean, they really are gearing up now for the return of safe standing. But there's been some more added to that today. Since 1985, there's been a ban on drinking inside stadiums. So fans have been drinking in pubs before the game, after the game, in concourses before the game, after the game, at half-time. But now, apparently, Tracy Crouch is trying to bring drinking back into the stands at football. We've seen in Germany, they do it really well there in Germany. Fans are kind of drinking throughout the game. Smoking as well. Doesn't seem to be too much trouble. But this is what Tracy Crouch had to say on it. And she said, "Our view on alcohol and football is outdated. It's not helped when you see all the scenes like we did at Wembley, but that's why I would pilot it first. Let's get the data. My view is not some kind of altruistic view that fans should be able to drink at football. It's also about allowing clubs to be able to sustain themselves. We can look at things like the independent regulator as part of this process, but football has to take a bit of responsibility for itself and sustain itself better. We kettle people into drinking quickly at half-time, and that is the unhealthy aspect of football's fans' relationship with alcohol. They drink a lot in a short space of time, so my recommendation is to pilot this and not have to down a pint at half-time."
You know a lot about this, don't you?
Yes, I do know a lot about this. But look, in terms of them saying, yeah, it's going to stop people trying to down pints at half-time. Now people are just going to be downing pints throughout the game and during the first half and the second half.
Like, as a fan who likes to drink at the game, if they allowed you to drink while in the view of the stadium, do you think it will help you in terms of will you drink less throughout the whole 90 minutes? Like maybe spread out your drinking.
That's what they're saying.
What do you think?
That's what they're saying.
Would it for you, or does that mean the more the merrier, more time to drink, and then that means you get more pints in?
Well, I think first of all, obviously, the more the merrier.
Obviously,
the more the merrier will definitely go down a treat. But I think what it'll definitely change is me being able to see the whole game, first of all, not missing any Chelsea goals. But to be honest, I probably prefer the prior to that one and miss the Chelsea goals. No, I'm joking. But I think when we've been away in Europe and we've drunk throughout the kind of game, I think it actually makes us drink less, because you're in the concourses and you're drinking pint after pint after pint, and then when you get inside the actual ground, you have one drink when you go inside the ground, and you make that drink last for quite a while instead of going down and getting another one, going down and getting another one. You know what I mean? So maybe it actually might make you drink a bit less. Because you're stuck inside the ground. You're not stuck there, but you're not keep going down for more drinks and more drinks and more drinks.
Yeah, I think that's the thinking behind it, and I think it's first of all they're saying they're only going to trial it for in the where is it? Where did they say they're trialing it? Nations League South and League 2. That's what they're trialing it for the time being, and then they're going to take it maybe further. But I think that's right. There's no reason why, if you're at a non-league game, you shouldn't be able to have a pint while watching the game. Yeah. I think it's so stupid that I can maybe understand it in terms of like Premier League and stuff for the time being, or what led to that, because of the hooliganism and everything like that. Like it usually was with a lot of the clubs, like in the top division. But I think, when it comes to there's literally 100 fans there, and you're not allowed to have a pint while watching the game. I think that's so outdated.
It is, and also having a pint during the game and stuff. What Tracy Crouch is saying, it can really help these kind of level of teams with the revenue, because all their revenue really comes from match day revenue in terms of the way people buy their food, buy their drinks, buy the merchandise and stuff like that. So it can really help the kind of lower end of football. So I'm all for this, to be honest. I really am all for this.
It says a team in the Tracy Crouch was saying, if a team in the Nations League Premier gets promoted, it effectively stops generating revenue during a game. They said openly in evidence to us that they cannot afford to get promoted because of the rules around alcohol. So imagine you getting all this revenue, from serving alcohol during a game, then you get promoted to a league where you can't drink alcohol during a game, then all of a sudden your revenue stops. Even though you've so good to get promoted, you actually can't make any money.
Yeah,
and that must be such a difficult position to be in for a club like that. So I think it's good to trial it. I think hooliganism around football is not a bit as big as issues it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
There's still bits and pieces. But it's not
when they brought this rule in 1985. Hooliganism was so rife in the English game, right? It was you couldn't kind of get past it. It was literally everywhere you looked in the footballing game, especially in the top flight. Now, yeah, there is still an element of it, but it's vastly the minority. It really is vastly the minority. And yeah, you're going to get a few idiots. You get a few idiots anyway, whether you drink in the stadium or not drink in the stadium. So I don't think you can not bring it back just because of a few idiots, pretty much.
Do you think there'll ever come a situation where someone's about to take a penalty and he gets a pint thrown in his face?
That's the thing that's definitely going to happen. I think that when you looked at like all the scenes when England score in the Euros and the World Cup and you see beers flying everywhere, that's going to happen. That's going to happen, especially with the safe standing as well.
Yeah, safe standing with add drink into that. I can definitely see scenes like that. But I don't know. It should add to the scenes as well. But whether people will abuse it, I hope not. And I think football fans in this day, I don't know, in this day and age, are a lot calmer than they used to be. So I think it probably would be a positive step in the right direction, giving fans a bit more, not responsibility, but allowing them to enjoy the game with a pint more than just like having that policy. I think it's a positive step, and the safe stand is also a positive step. And I'm glad that these issues are getting addressed, and maybe in the future it can lead to a better because the atmospheres, we all know in the Premier League, it's been widely known, the atmospheres are not as good as they used to be.
Dying year on year out.
Yeah, as it become more corporate and all these things. So I think these are steps in the direction where maybe we can get atmospheres back in, better atmospheres back in the Premier League, and it creates for a better product as well.
Do you think this is a step forward in terms of fans reclaiming the kind of sport a little bit? Safe standing back in grounds, being able to drink back in grounds. I mean, that's what we've commended. Well, not all of it, but that's somewhat what we've commended Germany for in terms of how they run their football.
Yeah, but look at the prices of the game in Germany. You know what I mean? Until it's affordable for more working class people, then no, it's not. Fans aren't going to reclaim the sport until that kind of happens. Until the issue of making it all very corporate and pricing fans out of the game, until that issue is sorted out, you can't say fans are anywhere near reclaiming the sport.
Yeah, I agree that they haven't reclaimed it, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a step in the direction of fans reclaiming the sport, but I think it's a step in the direction of a better experience for fans. I would say that.